Welcome back to the second half. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. Blah 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 blah. What were we doing? Banditos getting drunk while driving.
Not really drunk. At most, maybe a couple of beers. Drank real slowly. Because he still needs to be sober enough to actually do investigation.
Roll a constitution check.
He's not a dwarf. He'll be fine. You know, speaking of, I want to mention this on all of my streams this week. The guys on the tabletop ran out of food mid-episode, so one of the players decided to eat raw wheat, and I was like, oh, apparently raw wheat is a poison, so now you're pooping everywhere. You've got diarrhea and you're dying.
No one took the Outlander background?
No one took the Outlander background, it's true.
Makes me think of that episode of Parks and Rec when Chris Traeger is in the hospital and he's just staring at himself in the mirror and he's like, stop pooping.
Oh, Parks and Rec, so good. Let's talk about you, Bandito. You get there in about half the time that it would normally take because this car's pretty fast. It gives you plenty of time to look around, but it is a giant planet, basically the planet version of a national park that's like the Grand Canyon. Shit is super huge. It's sprawling. There's hundreds of miles of canyon here. You're in a car instead of an aircraft. What's your plan?
There's absolutely no way to get the car down there, right?
Oh yeah, no, you could get the car down into the canyonway, but then you're stuck down there, right? Like, then you have to remember the way back and drive up.
Well, besides, can I look throughout the canyon using binoculars?
Sure. You want to just drive along the canyon and see if you can randomly find it?
Just see what's around, mostly just scope the area out.
Sure.
See if anything's in this.
What does Sixth Sense give you?
It pretty much starts kicking in if something bad's about to happen, and it gives me a +3 to perception to notice it about to happen.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check at +3.
Oh shit.
I know the jamming is still going, but is there any kind of like line of sight comms that you can like burst out or okay. If you wanted to, I'm saying.
Let me find some dice for you to roll. Right here. Where's my other big die? Why don't we have two lopsided dice now? Oh, there it is.
The line of sight communication will always work because it's point-to-point laser.
Damn it.
What are you doing?
I'm accidentally grabbing things I don't want to grab.
Here's some dice right here.
Well, I mean, there's multiple dice. I'm trying to decide which one I want to go with.
I want the big one.
Okay.
I want the big dice.
I want to use the small one.
Wow.
8 + 7 is 15.
Okay. So as you're driving along the canyon's rim and looking down, Rapier is not a huge amount of help in this. He mostly appears to just be like, let me drive. Fine. And do this. At the very last second, right as you're going around a corner, you notice a quick flash of metal, and you see footprints, mech-sized footprints, and also trails where that metal is. And if the flash hadn't happened in the sunlight, you would have missed it.
Can I kind of determine what maybe size it could be from?
Yeah, make a mech piloting check. Just try to, or make a tactics lane check. Actually, that's way more relevant.
Mech piloting, maybe. No, I think it's about, I don't know. It's +5. Tactics lane. 6, 11.
So it's pretty easy for you to identify catapult foot tracks. The vehicles you're not so sure on.
Can't tell which way they we're going?
Yes. I mean, with the tracks, not so much, but with the catapult, because it has very distinctive footprint, you know that it's heading east.
I guess I'll go head east.
Your car's
then.
much faster than, a catapult. You could easily catch up to it. Several minutes.
Yeah. Hey, Raper, you feel like up to trying to chase after a catapult?
Yeah, sure. Wait, what? Is it friendly?
Maybe.
I only have one rocket launcher, right? Unless I somehow penetrate the cockpit in one hit and kill the pilot, we're boned. Once you understand that kind of shot would be legendary, okay?
I have the utmost faith that you can pull it off.
That what you're asking for is basically impossible. It has never happened in the history of man.
I've seen you do an action movie move and live and not break your legs.
A moving mech fired from a moving car to perfectly hit a mech can. Okay, you know what? I think we can do this.
May I need to
He opens up another beer.
May I need to remind you that I've done something similar before. I jumped in a flying mech, shot an SRM directly into his center torso, shot through the armor, blew up a whole pack of machine gun ammo.
I wasn't there for that. That happened before my time.
You were there for that.
I don't remember that. Where did that happen at?
That was during the hotel.
Oh, I thought you killed a child there.
No.
No. Where's the thing that you killed all the children from? I mean, people are always saying that you killed a bunch of little girls.
Where are you hearing these things?
From the Russians.
The Russians are drunk out of their minds half the time anyway. Or they're just constantly drunk.
When you say that, he finishes off the beer, opens up the last one in the six-pack. Yep.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're wrong.
Just keep your eyes open in case of stealth, I don't know, clanners or something. I don't. Probably have some sort of thing to make a whole mech invisible. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm willing to believe damn near anything.
So, hey, talk to me about this thing with Gauss rifles now. You seem real skittish.
Would you prefer that you lost like both your arms and suddenly your brain is mush from beyond repair?
I mean, no one ever shoots at you. You'd be fine. You'd be fine.
I don't think you realize how much damage I took the last fight.
Yeah, but that's the hardest fight we've ever been in.
There's going to be more fights like that.
Now, everything will be easier from here on out.
That's not true at all.
So he points, he's like, isn't that the catapult right there?
I guess Benito looks like, what?
There's a catapult, 2 long-tom artillery vehicles, and a Swiftwind scout car, all moving in formation. As soon as he points, the catapult stops and turns towards your car, and you notice its weapons are like turning towards you, and the LRM racks are currently loading.
Like Benio immediately like stomps on the brake.
There's a huge orange dust cloud that envelops you from the speed you were going and then stopping. It's swoosh.
And immediately
as it happens, Raper is just like and vomits onto the glove box.
Hasn't he only had like 4 or 5 beers?
He's had like 20 beers.
He's also had synth alcohol.
Yeah, he had synthahol before he came.
Okay,
and
that explains it.
He just had a 85-0 unexpected seatbelt incident.
Like Vadio just ignores that and immediately pulls out the communicator, trying to ping them from line of sight, just hoping not to get shot up by LRMs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a skill for communicating. Question is, can you finish communications protocol before you get annihilated? Gosh, this might be my favorite role in all of existence.
I mean, I've got...
Yeah, it's literally just called communications.
Yeah, I got that.
Good luck.
Gonna die today. I'll use the big one this time.
Use the emergency protocols.
Well,
Oh,
all right.
thanks.
Fucking hell.
Damn.
Really? Double sixes?
15.
Okay, you technically get to roll another one of those sixes. It'll explode until you don't get a 6 on it.
Oh, well,
20.
about 20. Yeah.
You hold up your phone and you, using your knowledge, just instantly connect a call. You break into the channel that they're using and you hear someone going, "Okay, Corona, let's get ready to do this. We gotta take them out. It doesn't matter who they are. We have to eliminate them immediately. No one can find us here."
Hold fire, hold fire. This is Lieutenant Vincent Gray. Please hold fire. Do
This
not
is
shoot that.
Senior Lieutenant Zane Reiser. Authenticate with your command code, Lieutenant.
Crow's black. Do not shoot.
All right, he's a dumbass. It's confirmed, everybody. Stand
There's
down.
Bandito.
Stand down. So all of the vehicles come to a stop now and begin turning. Where the hell have you guys been? We've been waiting for you.
A lot. Been through a lot.
Well, this is the fallback point for the unit.
We had a fallback point.
I really need. I think it's like mutes his communication. It's like, I need to talk to Harridan. Like something got mixed up somewhere. Excellent. Have you seen the medium lance?
You mean Howler? No, haven't seen him. Haven't
No,
seen
that's
anybody.
Scout lance. I'm talking
No,
about
the
medium
only
lance.
person we saw was the Countess as we were leaving. I think Howler was rear guarding for our lance.
Which way did the accountants go?
She was in a helicopter heading west, out towards the ocean.
Shit.
Where's Lay Dropship?
Not there.
Have you seen the dropship around?
I've seen dropships flying over top of us. I ain't seen any dropship that's ours.
Shit.
I mean, when we were taken away from the base, that dropship didn't rise up. You know, the enemy dropship landed next to it, as far as I could tell.
So this is our vehicle lance, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
And he didn't say he knew where the medium lance was, like our striker lance.
That's
Oh,
correct.
that's the Arrow 5. That's the Arrow 5 catapult, actually.
Yep. That's the one you want to pair with the Raven. Yeah.
So we still don't know where our hunchback enforcer
Mhm.
or
The medium lance.
Wolverine is. Yeah. Who commands that lance? Do we even know?
I mean, you guys have met them in character, except for you, Molly, because you just arrived.
Okay. I just couldn't remember their name.
Have you
Her name is
received any-
Alessandra Papadopoulos.
Oh, wait.
Call sign Athena.
Did you all send the message that came up from here? Down
What?
south?
Nope.
I tried to relay them the message that was sent to us some period of time that came from this direction. So it's not familiar to you at all?
That's not us.
That's weird. Okay.
We have been hiding out, no communications, attempting to do our best to just not be found.
You did an excellent job.
Yeah, it's
All right.
protocol. Been almost a week. I mean, the invasion must be over, right? The Inner Sphere, Lyran, Commonwealth must have showed up and kicked everybody's ass, right?
No, not
Why
yet.
are you in a car? Why are you in a cop car?
It's a long story.
All right, look. I think we
First
know a
thing-
way out of here. We're going to try to get up to where you're at, okay?
Okay. Now, after that, you can go head back to Castle Crow.
Okay, what are you doing?
You're gonna look around here a little bit more, see what we can
You
find.
sure you don't want to just we've charted this place, okay? I'm in a Swiftwind scout car, buddy. This is my job.
Fair enough.
If there were anything out here, I would have found it.
Fair enough.
In the background, there's just a fucking UFO that takes off.
I'm not sure if you actually mean that or not.
I don't. It would be funny though.
It would be hilarious. That would just convince me to stay there and look some more.
No, there's no UFO. I mean, if you want to stay, you can stay, but he's telling you flat out that you know, he's better at this than you, and he's in a vehicle that's meant to do the thing you want to do.
Better than that to me, huh? That's all right.
You're asking the recon scout car driver
No, I know
whether
what you
he's
mean.
better at reconning than you in a recon scout car.
All right, then I'll probably go head towards the hills in the east.
Okay,
what I
so
can
you're not going back with them. You're going to continue onwardly back to Beach Town.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you and Rapier continue heading to Beach Town. I want to point out you didn't give these guys any orders. They just come up and hang out at the top of the canyon.
No, I told him to go back to Castle.
Okay. All right. I guess they start making their way back then. Super
I said that.
confused.
You did say that.
You make it a beach town. There is no beach town.
Oh,
You drive through beach town and there is white dust where the buildings were.
That's
Must have been a hell of a party.
that's lovely. Is there signs of, I'm guessing, mech tracks all around?
So as you drive through town, eventually you come across the beach and you notice that there are people who look like they were running away. So they've fallen face forward out towards the ocean. Their bodies are completely seared black, as if they've been hit with some sort of devastating energy weapon, or more probably with a flamethrower. There's lots of weird tracks around. It kind of looks like a bull was pressed into the earth. Two small bulls are pressed into the earth all over the place, like psh, 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 all over the place.
So it must be all right. Well, it looks like we found a drop-off point for the drop ships. Just took the whole damn town with them.
So yeah, I mean, Rapier's is like, this looks like elementals to me, man.
The dome, like, wait, what size are these domes? Are they elemental sized domes or
yeah.
drop ship sized
Yeah,
domes?
they're elemental sized domes. So it's elementals that were jump jetting around.
Gotcha. All right. Well, no, yeah, no. All right.
Yeah, you would not want to land a dropship on a beach. It would not take off again.
That's fair.
Probably wouldn't land either. Probably just be like, phew.
Well, I guess got either two directions: Crossroads or Rafina.
Well, I mean, we're almost at the end of the 8 hours here. Maybe we should do somebody else's scene. I gotta tell you though, I feel like in Crossroads we're gonna find much the same business.
And check out Rafina then.
I mean, if you want to, man, this is some. I prefer not to see this again, you know.
I can always go back home and drop you off if you feel like it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Sergeant, Lieutenant.
All right.
Meanwhile, I was going to talk to Cotton, but she's gone now.
Yeah.
So, how about those sports? I'm sure something exciting is happening in the world of sports right now.
Sports. There's a thing that happens.
What was that message that we got way back when? I'm trying to remember. It was essentially give us like a set of
Told you to come in this direction. Yeah.
Okay.
There's just the coordinates to Grove Spout. Sorry, Germany, I fucked that up. You know, speaking of Germany and fucking things up, I would like to thank this month's top contributor. Yes, America, you watch me a lot and I love you for it. We all know you're number one. Canada, you're number two. But let's talk about number three. It used to be Bulgaria, but Bulgaria dropped to number 5. Norway
Oh no.
is the new king.
Wow.
Hey. I like every single person I've ever met from Norway has been amazing.
Did you know that
I
there
know
are
what it
more
is.
Norwegians living outside Norway than there are Norwegians living inside Norway?
That's
Did not
actually
know
not
that.
surprising to me.
Fucking wild, man. Cotton, you're back. Welcome back.
Hi.
You're
Sorry, I
back.
had to let my dogs in because it started raining.
Okay. All right. You know what else you can let in? No. I'm trying to do a who let the dogs in joke on the fly, and it really is just not going to work out.
For good reason.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I'm glad that you backed me up on this one. Black Rabbit, you're at the base. Howler is out patrolling in his wolfhound. He's a little excited. You can see him running along the mech walls, and he's just like, "Oh man, this new cockpit's amazing, guys!" He's doing like the Hulkbuster scene from Infinity War, where he like trips a couple times. He's like, "Shit, you know those mech plates are gonna be really hard to replace." Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, look, this is training, okay? It's training. What are you doing, Black Rabbit?
I'm gonna bust out the paint, I guess.
So, as you start painting, several of the people who have bond cords indicating that they're former clan technicians who have joined the unit come over, and one of them just like stands. This guy's like 8.5 feet tall and is basically just a ball of muscle in the shape of a man. You're pretty sure that this guy either is an elemental or was an elemental at some point, and he's just like, "You are making artwork around the base."
Hi.
Hello.
I'm just gonna like scoot back a little bit and continue painting.
Did you know that creating art as your life's work is one of the core tenets of clan tradition?
Do you do art?
I am known to dabble from time to time. I had never thought to paint the inside of a military base. It is not clan-like.
Just hand him a can of spray paint.
He starts shaking up and he's like, "What kind of paint is this? How do I use it?"
Like take my spray paint and I just start spray painting the wall. Like just kind of go with the flow.
I see. This would be bandit caste activity in the clans. And he like lets out a little blast, and he's like, "Oh, I understand." And he starts drawing one of those 90s S's. You know what I'm talking about. This symbol represents my angst. The trouble that I have resolving my personal beliefs and the way that the clan has treated me. I believe in the way of the clans. And like he starts swapping out spray cans. He's got like 4 of them. He's now drawing like a unicorn with wings and a majestic rainbow in a grassy setting as he's talking the whole time. It's like hours of this guy talking to you about his life in the clans and how everything's been uprooted. Do you care? Do you listen at all?
She actually does listen because he's talking about angsty things. We should probably swap some of her stories.
Yeah. So after about 2 hours, he finally stops talking, and then goes to get a drink. And he like grabs a, like a Gatorade container that someone would use for sports, and just starts drinking the whole thing by himself. Like, go. puts it down. He's like, sorry, I feel much better now. You seem as if you are pensive and contain within yourself many conflicted feelings. Would you like to tell me about them?
Sure. She starts like painting like a little skull, and she's like, "This is a symbol of my angst."
I understand. There are many who in life we wish to destroy and turn into skulls.
Oh, I wasn't wanting to kill anybody.
Oh, I see. So you don't have any.
I have. It was kind of an accident.
But you have no enemies that you wish to kill. No one has ever wronged you in such a way.
Oh, someone's wronged me, but I don't want to kill them.
Would you like to tell me about that?
Well, let's just say in my old unit there was a spy who got everybody killed.
That's terrible. Spies are horrible human beings.
They are. They really are.
If I meet your spy, I will crush him for you with my bare hands. And like as he says that, he takes one of the empty spray can bottles and just like flattens it down to like a sand dollar. What is the name of this tiny coward who has beset you?
I thought he was going to lift up his hands and actually have bare hands.
Did you see the Russian version of Avengers literally just had a dude that was just a bear?
Just a bare head, yeah.
His name is Damien, and although that sounds tempting, I want him to live for what he's done. I want him to face the consequences of his actions.
You can't suffer if you're dead.
I see. Allow me to ask a series of questions then. Does he currently suffer for the consequences of his actions?
He does not.
Does he even recognize what he did as being wrong?
No, but there are other ways you can suffer besides guilt.
I see. Can you name one?
If I could get everybody else to see what he's done, how wrong it was, then everybody would hate him. He would have to go through the world knowing that he has no refuge and no solace anywhere.
But he is a spy.
He is a spy.
And he was successful in his mission to destroy your unit.
I might have to lie a little bit.
So, to his people, he is regarded in the inner sphere as a hero.
Yes, I want his people to see him as the enemy he was for mine.
But he's not their enemy. He is their friend. Not. He has performed great actions on their behalf. Cowardly, tiny, terrible inner sphere actions, but actions nonetheless. How do you propose turning the way of the inner sphere against him?
I don't know yet. That's why it hasn't happened yet.
I think that your approach on this might require some finesse. In the clans, we would simply challenge him to a trial of grievance and then kill him. It usually works out pretty well. Have you considered just killing him?
No.
I suppose I'm Dark Cast or Bandit Cast now, so have you considered like taking his family hostage and maybe killing one of them, or?
Okay, well, they didn't do anything wrong. It's wrong to
they are
to
part
punish.
of his genetic legacy. I mean, they contain the same taint of dishonor that he does.
Have you ever thought that just because one of your genetic legacy has done something wrong doesn't mean that you've done something wrong?
No.
You're in charge of your own destiny.
That is not the way of the clans.
Well, you've turned your back on the way of your clans, haven't you?
I will have to think on that. I will perform now a great work to represent my feelings on this particular subject. I'd like you to make an artistic roll.
Okay.
Which dice set would you like? Maybe you're as picky as Pondo is?
I'll just take this one. It's
okay,
right
all
here.
right.
I wasn't picking. I just chose something you want me to use.
Okay. That's a pretty good dice face.
My art is 17.
Wow.
17.
How much you put into it?
Remember when I saved up those 300 XP? And I was like, I don't know what to do with this now since I couldn't buy the thing. I put it all in art.
You tell me what you would like to have. Like, you get a very large portion of the base painted in the way that you would like. What are you doing? Is it skulls? And
I think this time she does like this big galaxy scene.
okay.
But when all the lights are off, there's like glow in the dark skeletons and stuff. And
there are often not lights off in military bases.
I just, it's
pretty well
it's
lit,
there.
but yeah, sure.
Like it's into people's bedrooms too.
Okay, so you went in and painted people's bedrooms. All right.
Ronan's got like a cross on her door.
Harridan's gonna be pissed.
Oh, Harridan's room is definitely painted. That's where she let the soldier duel's angsty art. So it's got the unicorns and the S's. That's Harridan's room.
Well, Harridan's got a high school S and then an airbrushed van portrait of a unicorn and a rainbow by a riverbank.
It's got a bunch of clan haikus from a disgraced elemental pilot.
So they actually do have a series of haikus and verses called oh man, I'm gonna get fucking roasted for not remembering the name of this thing. The Remembrance. They literally just have a Bible of all of the smart stuff people have ever said. Yeah, so yeah, Harridan's room does have some remembrance lines about probably something about the way of the clans, right?
See, we should probably figure out what those are because I think Harridan will start randomly quoting them.
Oh boy, I can't wait. There's nothing I like more than looking up remembrance lines. Oh man, is there Steel Viper specific passages available? Yes, there are. Oh, seek isolation to bring forth victory. Man, that's really good. Everyone makes it back to base around the same time except for Bandito, so we're going to follow the Bandito crew for a moment here. Where are you going, Bandito? What are you doing?
I don't know. See how things are going in Rafina.
Okay.
Since there's been no word if that's been slagged yet.
It's Rafinia, by the way, but yeah. You
I didn't
head
see
on
it.
down to Rafinia. The town definitely looks like it took a dropship attack. It's intact, but the factory has numerous missile marks. It's from above too. Like everything, all of the attack angles are from above. Definitely a PPC took out a wall somewhere where you can see it's mostly melted. Laser blasts all over the place. The workers seem fine though. Like the gambling / residential area is perfectly intact. Las Vegas is fine.
Interesting.
But yeah, that factory is not going to be working anytime soon.
Great. I don't know. I think maybe would just park somewhere and then go around asking, essentially try to get like a briefing of what all
Right? Yeah.
happened. And
Rapier is sobered up by now, and as you guys go around, you gather some information. From out of the sun, several hours ago, a clan dropship just dropped down and hovered kind of very strategically over top of the facility. The defenses tried to come online and then were systematically destroyed by the hovering dropship, which then began to take things out. Most of the workers say that the facility actually seems fairly workable. Like they could keep making stuff, but everybody's too afraid to go back into it. Most of the damage is superficial.
right.
The dropship is long gone, though.
Dropship is gone.
What direction did the dropship go? Just straight up?
So yeah, so when you ask that, the guy's just like, up.
All right.
That's the only direction dropships go, son. Up and down. Okay.
fair enough.
Up and down.
Have you seen any different mech lances around
Hey,
here?
I think I know you. You're that fellow that's wanted by Comstar.
Why do you say that?
Well, you look like that Vincent Gray guy.
Okay. I'm sure I look like a lot of people.
No,
Not the only
you
one
seem
around here
pretty
that wears
unique
cowboy
there. I mean, not many people would be brave enough to wear that hat.
It's just a cowboy hat. There's many people wear cowboy hats.
Name one other person.
Has there really been not a single other person that wears a cowboy hat?
Kenneth Cross.
Son of a bitch.
Justice has been served this day.
Can't believe none of the good old boys don't wear a cowboy hat either.
But they're German good old boys. They don't wear cowboy hats.
They were leader.
You were Lederhosen.
You guys
enough.
both had the same joke.
Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know. Look, there's a pretty good bounty on you, guy. Like, it's awfully tempting right now, I gotta tell you.
right. If you don't have any other information, I'll just get out of here.
All right, because I like you and because you're from the inner sphere, and these Comstar fellas have been pretty shifty. I'm gonna let you go, but I want you to remember this. But always remember the day that One-Eyed Jack let you walk away.
So you got nothing, haven't seen any other mech lances around?
I mean, a couple days ago, there was a hunchback roaming around and some elementals. There's a big old fight on the west end of town. Some people came and showed up and took stuff out of the factory.
Which way did the hunchback go?
West. And a big old truck.
Ah,
That was us.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you, One-Eyed Jack. I'll definitely keep you in my thoughts whenever we're looking for when all this mess comes over and we need some more employment.
Okay. I mean, I can't afford to employ a mercenary company because
No,
I work in a
I'm
factory.
talking about us employing you if you need work.
I work in a factory, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah,
good.
fair enough.
Assuming the factory gets back working sometime soon. Have you considered kicking these clan fellas off of the planet at some point?
We are slowly working on that. It's
Have you
apparently-
considered working faster? People
Well,
are dying
currently-
out here.
currently there's no clans on this continent, so it's 1 out of 3.
Say that to the people that just got nuked by the dropship.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, he like looks at the background where the heat waves are coming off of the factory from where the
fire's burning.
He's just like, yep, no clans
Good
here.
job.
There isn't. It's just smoldering from when they were here. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. There's nothing else for me.
Rapier comes back, he's got a new 6-pack.
Great. You get any Disney information?
Factory's on fire.
That's okay. Nothing about our one last missing lance.
I mean, I heard that there was a hunchback lance around here somewhere. The big old vehicle truck. Think we could find it?
That was ours.
Oh, okay. I'm a little drunk right now, so you sure? No? That sound
Yes.
right?
Where did we
Okay.
send our hunchback out?
The
Oh, Harbinger?
Captain and Ronan went down here the other day.
Not in a hunchback.
You had the hunchback
Yeah.
inside of the...
It was
The
a pocket
truck.
hunchback.
Yes, it was the pocket
Oh.
hunchback, and it was deployed in battle.
Got it.
I mean, you still have one movement place if you want to rush back to Castle Crowe. You'll arrive in 8 hours.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I can't find anything else. I have no idea where our last lance could be.
Okay.
They're probably dead.
Somehow, because that's the way time works, all of the mech lances arrive at roughly the same time. So as the base gates are coming down, the artillery convoy, Ronin and Harridan all are like filing in, and you know, they have to form a queue because the gates. And at that point, you get a message from Jerome Curie that's just like, "There's movement at the outer marker, sir. The sensors are picking up someone approaching from the base of the mountain.
How many contacts?
Looks like 5 contacts."
All right, let's get everyone mounted up, armed, and ready to go.
Okay. The Devastator has no pilot.
What about Jerome?
Let me ask you a question, Vincent Gray. People have been pretty loose about their command codes. Rad has been insistent that everybody share all their command codes so we can swap mechs at any time. Did you do that with your Devastator? Did you leave codes behind with someone if they needed to pilot it?
Did we agree on that? I don't remember.
I don't remember, but Rad has always been like, we should be able to swap mechs really easily. So the question is, how jealously do you guard your mech?
I mean, considering it's a Devastator, probably a little bit more than would have been a Wolverine.
Okay.
I don't know how the clan get it.
Yeah, Jerome tries to get in the cockpit and it's just like, "I'm sorry, sir, I'm not a super user. It keeps asking for a password. There's a little witch girl that keeps showing up on the UI. I'm very confused."
God damn it, Bandito. I told him to leave those codes behind.
Bandito has very strange tastes in UI graphics, sir.
Indeed. I'm glad
There are little hearts coming out of her wand now. I'm very confused.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed that.
Now there's a cat that's walking around the UI. This can't be normal.
Oh, we can have him pilot the Flashman, actually.
Did Molly leave her command codes behind?
Well, Molly's back, right?
Molly is returning in her Madcap, but does she want to let a clanner pilot her mech?
The question would just be,
Because, I mean, she has the Madcap B.
is it SOP for the commander to have all of the access codes? Because if the answer is yes, then absolutely Harridan would have Molly's codes. I mean, she doesn't own the Flashman; it belongs to the unit.
Yep.
She's not. I mean, she's possessive of it in the same way that any enlisted person is possessive of the things that have been assigned.
This is my
Molly
rifle.
within comms range.
Yes. I mean, her mech is within several dozen meters of yours.
I'm going to close comms, Molly.
You've got Ronan, go, sir.
Now, I understand that you have certain thoughts and feelings regarding Clanners, but right now we have 5 inbound and we need everyone in. We need butts in seats, as it were. Would you be willing to release the Flashmen to Jerome Curie? Was it that was his name, Jerome Curie? Right?
Yep.
Sir, the way I see it, I'm sitting in my machine, and that's your machine. You can do whatever you want with it.
I thought it would be proper to ask you first.
I appreciate that.
While you guys are getting your mechs turned around and all of the transport vehicles are like having to move around you.
Because like as I'm saying that, I'm transmitting the command codes to Jerome.
You guys get a point-to-point communication from about 2 kilometers away from the bottom of the mountain. Clan forces, this is Crow's Black. Stand down immediately or be destroyed.
Ballsy.
Like open comms. Crow's Black Forces. This is Crow's Black Forces. I suggest you stand down. Otherwise, this would get really, really awkward very quickly.
This is Athena. Authenticate your command codes. Opposing pilot.
code Alpha 729.
She opens communications to the other Mad Cat and says, "Opposing pilot, authenticate your command codes."
I just send the code, whatever.
Right.
I assume that's like a button. Like sends like a quick burst.
They'll bring it.
Yeah, I push the Zellbringer button.
That's not the button you want to push right now.
No, okay, don't push that.
So you notice their mechs stop, and in the distance there's a like a transport helicopter that flies from behind a hill and kind of like zooms around their forces. It looks like they've stopped to discuss something. And then from over the comms comes Countess Crowe saying, "This is Valkyrie. Authentication code V111.
Authentication code confirmed. It's good to hear your voice."
Why are you in clan mechs?
Well, that's a bit of a long story.
Well, it's been a long week.
Indeed it has. The base is secure. Please come on in. You won't find any hostiles here.
Very well. We're on our way up.
And I'll comms everyone, let them know that we have friendlies inbound. Roll out the red carpet.
Now that the commander of the unit that is responsible for the death of my father figure is in within sight, I open up with the Gauss rifle, destroying the helicopter immediately.
I mean, if you seriously want to do that, let's make the roll.
I don't do that.
I mean, you sure?
Yeah,
Can I talk you into it?
Just took a turn really fast.
If conversations the last time we met had gone differently, that is what she'd be doing right now. But no, that's not.
That would have been really fucking epic, though. It would have been incredible. I don't know if you listened to all the Matt Colville stuff, but the one where the wizard bodyguard had been embedded in the unit, the adventuring group, for like 3 years of real time, finally betrayed them to find so he was secretly working for an assassin's guild and finally found the wizard that he had been tasked to kill, that the party was looking for, and he stabbed them and ran away in the middle of a boss fight, and they lost because everybody was like, "I'm chasing the bodyguard, I'm fighting the wizard, I'm running away." Everybody's like, "This is madness." It sounds like that was probably one of the most epic fights I've ever had, but they lost real bad.
Damn.
Okay.
If I was going to do that, Arthur, I would have let you know beforehand. Seriously,
no, don't let me know ahead of time. Well, I mean, probably
okay,
you should.
If you don't want
No. Probably I should, but it would have been fucking incredible for you to do that for me. I was actually like, "Oh shit, this just got real."
If Harridan and Rapier had not been able to put enough doubt in her head about her rightness, and this is absolutely what she's been waiting to do all along.
I mean, as far as they know, everything they've said is 100% accurate. At least Harridan, as far as he knows, everything he said is
Rapier
100%.
knows it's a lie. Rapier knows that Bandito definitely killed Kenneth Cross, 100%.
I think while the drive back, man, he was actually explaining the whole like scenario, what happened to Rapier.
That's bullshit, and you're lying. Space magic. I have it on a blackboard. I fucking got you, man. I fucking got you. I know what you're about, man. Have another beer, okay? You can't lie to me, all right? I thought you learned last episode that I'm a better hacker than you. You think you're gonna erase those gun footage from me? It's never happening, okay?
I'm telling you the damn truth, you drunk idiot.
I'm telling you, I listened to the podcast, okay? I went on Discord and I downloaded Issei Collision, the first arc, all right?
The hell kind of drugs are you on?
I'm so fucking drunk right now, man. I don't even know. But I've got it. I've got the recording, okay? And you can also have the recording by going on Discord.
I think you really need to just get some sleep. You're talking weird gibberish here.
Well, yeah, we've been driving for 16 hours. It's so boring, and you haven't let me get behind the wheel even once.
It's probably because you've had 12 six-packs, it feels like, in the last 24 hours.
You've only had 1 6-pack, okay? Why aren't you drinking more?
Because I'm driving.
All right, that makes sense. So Bandito will arrive at the base in 8 hours. For the rest of you, you're now up 8 additional forces, which include 5 more mechs.
Sweet.
And 3 combat vehicles.
I feel like Bandito was like been complaining the entire way back. I can't believe we couldn't find the last damn Lance or Commander. Why is there more mechs here?
I mean, you're not going to show up for 8 more hours. Give everybody else some time. So the Countess is walking through the base, and she's just like, I see that our dormitory now has unique backgrounding.
It's like Harridan doesn't even notice. He sees her and they're out of mechs. He like walks up and just picks her up in a great big bear hug.
Yes.
And then just kind of puts her down and awkwardly.
Please
like,
put me down.
and...
I haven't had a shower in a week. We've been underwater.
I apologize. It's very good to see you, man.
Why does my military base look like a starscape, Captain?
Sorry? Like, what the... Well, that was not here when I left. Interesting. Well, it does look very good, though.
I thought the unicorn was a nice touch.
Unicorn?
Yeah, I can see it. Your room over there. There's a giant unicorn.
My what? And I like storm off to the room. What the? What?
I think Black Rabbit's just sitting by your door, like touching
Was the
it.
truth of Kerensky's vision con? What is this? Like you hear an echo from like way outside the base. Black Rabbit.
She's just standing in the hallway, covered in paint, like adjusting some of the stars.
Why did you feel the desire to redecorate my room?
Oh, I didn't.
So you feel someone tap you on the shoulder, and you come face to face with the former elemental. He's just
face to face with like his sternum.
He's just looking at a nipple.
My name is Gamma.
Right. Pleasure to meet you.
Gamma's an artist too.
I was
then I
performing
point to
the
the
great
room.
work upon your room. I felt that I could begin to give you some of the clan wisdom in order to help you in your journey throughout life. Do you not like it? I will remove it if it is not to your liking.
Harridan just takes a couple of deep breaths.
I placed much of my deep emotions that have been turbulent in recent days within the artwork.
I would never deliberately destroy a work of art such as that. It will remain.
You could just get a different room.
In the future, I would ask that someone please consult me before they decide to turn my living space into a mural.
She outranks me.
Just turn and just stare at her. Like just completely blank face.
I apologize. I'm still getting used to inner sphere culture. In the clans, this would be totally normal, probably.
She's just like spray painting a smiley face on his door.
Black Rabbit, I think you and I should have a talk later. Anyways,
Why?
Countess, I believe we have business to attend to.
We should, of course, get together and, talk about all of the things, and you can fill me in on everything that's happened off camera to save some time.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, in the background, we do that thing where the scene shifts perspectives from foreground to background, and someone approaches Ronan from behind and slaps her on the back. It's just like, hey, how's it going?
Slaps her on the back?
Yep.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Can I do... You tell me if I need to roll dice for this. But as soon as a hand contacts her back, she's going to spin around and grab that hand while simultaneously unholstering her sidearm and pressing it into their chest.
Do you have any martial arts training on your sheet?
Yes.
Then you do that without any problem.
Okay.
You have a gun to the face of a man whose dirty uniform that stinks of sweat with the name Pie on it, and specialist bars.
As soon as she sees the inner sphere, like nomenclature on his uniform, she lifts the pistol up and lets go of his hand and holsters it. And she says, "I apologize.
No need. I am Specialist Genie Pie. For sure. I thought I was going to be dead there. I just wanted to say hello to the unit's trader, you know?
She shakes his hand. She's like, no, wait. What did you just say? As she still has his hand.
You're a traitor, right? You joined us in order to try to infiltrate. I don't have the full story yet, you know. I just kind of got some of it on the way over here, but you know. I mean, don't worry about it. It sounds like you're on our side now. It's perfectly fine. Anyway, if we do anything with you, like torture you or anything, I'm in charge of that. I'm intelligence operations. Don't worry about it. I'm a cool dude. Yes, sir.
There are no traitors here.
She still has his hand in her hand.
He's like, oh, hey, I didn't realize we had this kind of relationship.
She looks over at Harridan and looks back at him. And looks back over at Harridan.
There's no fear for him. No fear at all.
Like, Molly can tell that Harridan is firmly on her side right now.
Okay, if she could tell that arm gets chicken winged back behind his back, his legs get swept out from under him, and his face pressed up against the ground.
He's just like
with a knee in his back.
I warned you, Pie.
So Pie's down there is just like, oh, so that's what our relationship is like now, okay? I want to let you know I'm not totally into this, but I want to allow you some space to express yourself.
You can't accept this as my official application for your job. I can already have a pretty good inkling that I might be better at it than you.
I don't know that we accept DOMs as part of this, but okay.
What did he say?
He said, I don't know that we accept DOMs as part of this.
She uses her left hand and grasps the wrist that she's currently holding and then breaks his pinky with her other hand.
Okay. That's the part where he stops having fun and starts screaming in pain. Several people come running over with firearms and they're just like, is it clans? The clans are just like, is it a problem?
I wave them all off and I get down. I was like, Pie, I warned you.
Pie's like, it wasn't really sexual hurt. This is completely disproportionate response, sir. Okay? I want you to know that I'm filing an official something or other, all right? As soon as the base computers are working.
You did call a very trusted member of my Lance a traitor.
A very trusted member of the Lance?
Yes, indeed.
According to the reports, she fired bullets at you.
She doesn't do anything
recently, within the last 24 hours.
She moves her hand to the next finger.
You see this shit, sir? Do you see this shit? I can't even see. I can feel her moving her hand towards my other fingers.
I told you, this was my application for your job. I have to make sure it's good.
We do not have torture artists here. I mean...
You literally just told me you'd be the one in charge of torturing me.
I mean, it would be, you know, like a contract torture. It's fine.
This is really an important part of your education here. Your re-education.
Ronan.
Sir.
I would appreciate it if you didn't completely debilitate him.
I mean,
try to keep it limited to 3 fingers or less.
9 good fingers.
And I stare at Pie as I'm saying that.
She looks at him when he says 3 more fingers or 2 more fingers, and then looks back down at Pie, and then just gives him a couple of good hard slaps on the side of his face and gets up and walks off.
All right. When you turn around, Harridan, the Countess is standing there. She has her hat on, and she's just like, seems our unit as eclectic as always.
Yeah, it's gotta be no big deal to her.
It actually is a huge deal to her. She just leans into it because it's good for marketing.
It's a long story, Mom.
I'm sure.
I'll be happy to, please, right this way. I'll be happy to fill you in.
Black Rabbit. In the process of all this happening, you get pulled aside by Jerome Curie. And he says, Selena Lockwood, correct? This is your name?
Yes.
You look as if I should be calling you something else.
I don't know you.
We've met several times.
Yeah, but I don't know you.
Okay. Well, I require your aid in the medical bay.
Someone get hurt?
Yes, we pulled a partially burned husk that some have identified as a baron of some kind. I don't understand inner sphere rankings, but his name is Kirsch.
Okay.
We need to stabilize him. I believe with clan organ regeneration technology, we can rebuild his spine and lower body and left arm. But for now, we need to keep the brain and some necessary organs intact. Heart, lungs, stomach.
Do you have a better doctor than me on base?
I am a better doctor than you.
Okay, then that works.
I think he's asking you for your assistance.
I can help, but I just want you to know that I never actually went to doctor school.
That's fine. I also didn't go to doctor school, but I am now a doctor by order of the captain.
Well, I guess that's close enough.
Okay, I need you to make a surgery roll.
Oh boy. Surgery general?
Yep.
Okay. Not super bad at that.
That's good. Don't worry, James. If she fails this roll, he dies.
I got an 11. Well,
It's tense. It's
12,
like
'cause I have +5.
2 hours of surgery with this guy, and he's going through like thing after thing after thing, and by the end of it, you've tied off parts of the human body you've never even seen before. There is like 30 to 35% of a man's body missing involved here, and you can't even recognize the guy. But Jerome says, this is good enough. He will be in intense and incredible pain for the rest of his days with all of these burns, but assuming that we can begin the growing process by capturing a clan dropship, he'll be fine.
Well,
We're going to have to
That's
keep him in a persistent vegetative state, and he could just die at any time. Your assistance was satisfactory.
thank you.
I say that as a clan scientist. Your technique is acceptable.
I
Well,
praise
thanks for trying to save him.
I am rarely thanked for doing what I am supposed to do. Thank
You should
you.
always be thanked when you saved a life.
Then thank you as well. I apologize. This conversation has taxed the limit of my understanding of inner sphere conventions. I've been operating for 16 hours. I'm now going to go to sleep.
It's a good call.
So he just like takes all the bloody shit off of his clothes and just heads off.
I have a question.
Yep.
Out of band question. Being the jamming is still in place, do
Yep.
we have enough people or non-essential personnel and or resources to form a Lord of the Rings style signal fire relay for line of sight comms to Castle Kirsch?
No. It is a 8-hour drive to get to Castle Kirsch. There are several horizons involved in that kind of drive.
All right. Do we have anyone with a vehicle that, or people that we can set up for regular communication relays?
You have a transport helicopter now that can travel back and forth.
Can we set up a sweet zip line?
No. That is not how the horizon works. If the Earth was flat, that would be possible. Unfortunately, the Flat Universe Society exists, but not the Flat Earth Society.
I see.
All right. My main thing is I just want to be able to stay in regular contact with our friends, and also to let them know that their Baron lives.
So, I mean, Citadel is with you, right? He rode back with the Victor.
Oh, that's right. He was waiting for it to get
he's
repaired.
with you. Yep. So Harbinger and Triumph are both back at the other base with the Griffin, but other than that, he's with you. And the Countess just basically is like, everyone needs to take a few hours off and get themselves back up to top speed, and then we need to figure out what our next move is.
Indeed. Well, we have some thoughts about that.
That's good. Bandito, right before that meeting is supposed to begin, you arrive at the outskirts. Rapier is asleep.
Thank God.
You've now been driving for about 16 hours by yourself.
Sounds
you're
lovely.
fucking exhausted.
Oh no, I guess it relayed and they'll let me in.
Yeah,
So
they'll let you
just
in.
like approach, like, hey, I'm in.
Okay, so the planning group begins at midnight of the 22nd. The Countess and all of you are in attendance, as is pretty much everybody on the base. The Countess kind of looks over all of the reports that have been printed out and says, what is our next move? Obviously, this continent is secure, and that is good, but it is not good enough. Now, it's been almost a week. I would assume that all of the dropship traffic that is jumping into the system will be noticed at some point that it is not jumping back out. A small military force will be sent and defeated by the clans, and within another week's time from now, a much larger, capable force will be arriving. So if we can hold out for another week, I estimate that the Lyran Commonwealth will be able to come save us. However, we can save ourselves.
Well, primarily we need to try to get our hands on something that we can go cross-continental with, which either be a really big boat or...
We have a really big boat.
Are we talking about the one that's in the port near Kirsch?
No. I and the reserve lands have spent the last few days on a oil rig out west in the ocean. During that time, we came into contact with a drone carrier, a underwater submersible carrier that has been keeping track of activities around the local area. Now, these are current serving naval officers who are refusing orders from their superiors, as apparently the commanding general of the planet surrendered to the clans almost immediately and was killed.
Well, it's no surprise they're attempting to hide out.
Well, we were fortunate enough to be allowed to join them, and we've been basing out of there since then. I'm afraid that the cockpits of the reserve mechs will need severe maintenance. The Mechwarriors have been in them since the invasion, continuously underwater.
That must have been extremely uncomfortable.
Well, I seem to remember at one point Haller did something similar. I'm sure that our remaining techs will be capable of hosing it down, as it were.
Indeed. Well, forgive me for saying that. We do have an option to sit this one out and wait for reinforcements, but I think that would be the wrong call to make.
Sir,
they came here for us, and we do owe the people of this planet a responsibility. We need to make sure these clans are expedited in their removal. I don't intend to sit idly by.
Do you have a target?
We have 2 potential targets on both continents. However, our good friend Citadel has recommended the vehicle factories should be our next location due to both strategic and political reasons.
I'm not sure that works for me. The commander of that factory, Marina, is the sister of the Planetary Defense Force general who surrendered. her loyalties may lie solely with the company and less with the people of Kolavrati. Do you have any idea what enemy forces we might encounter there? And what
None
friendly
whatsoever.
forces we might have supporting us?
None whatsoever.
Well,
Very
we
well.
asked, I believe our good old new doctor Jerome said there might be some novas over there. Maybe a supernova.
Jerome is just like, last I heard, there were several elemental forces engaged in building-to-building cityscape combat.
Essentially, ma'am, I have to be honest. I myself am not interested in political victories. I'm interested in military victories solely. That is my interest. I want these clans gone. I want them off our planets as quickly as possible.
Sir, with
Everyone else's opinions might differ, however.
no disrespect, we might also want to worry about the political side of things because currently, due to the one night lady who the bitch shall not be named, currently
Because
our
you forgot what
status.
her name is, right?
No, it's Night Isabel.
Okay, all right, you actually did remember.
Yeah. I didn't. So
She somewhat slandered our name and is going to attempt to get us into war crime court, which could be bad for us later. So regardless if we take care of
Yes, you still
Pretty
have
sure
her as a prisoner.
we do have
Yep.
her
Yeah.
as prisoner.
that isn't, it just still realizes there's a whole bunch of people
Yeah, you're not wrong.
on the boat there. So I think because it doesn't matter if we knock out these clans if soon after we all go to jail just because some bitch decided that she wanted to pull a fast one and try to take care of us.
Well, Bandito, if that were the case, then I would throw myself in front of that particular PPC.
That PPC is more of a LRM strike that not just goes into five missile increments, just spreads all out and kills us all.
So while the two of you are talking, it should be noted that in the background, the Countess has turned her rapier and is nodded towards him, and he looks confused for a second, and then she nods again, and he looks a lot more certain.
I stop talking and turn and look at her. Something I should know.
Nothing.
I feel like there's something that we should know.
The chain of command runs in one direction.
Very well.
So, if there's a more politically expedient target, I'm willing to listen.
No, the vehicle factory will be fine. I simply believe that we may not find local forces to be reliable. We should be prepared for a three-way or even more battle.
Of course, do everything we can to avoid civilian casualties.
Of course.
Turn local forces
If
to
you
our
didn't,
side.
then you would not be employed with me anymore.
We seem to be in a position where we have lost any and all respect that we might have gained on this planet. And while
I do
yes,
not believe that is true.
We haven't lost all respect. We're just
from everything that we've experienced thus far, that would point very much to that we are not at all respected here.
Perhaps
well,
it
sir,
is.
to be honest, if we weren't respected, currently I would be chained up somewhere being sold over to clans at the moment while I was down to Raffinia.
Well, to be honest, right now I'm far more concerned with saving lives than anything else.
The fact remains, we are going to this factory. We can discuss political ramifications later. However, I do not believe there will be a problem. I outrank everyone else on this continent, and should it come to a noble court, I've not had chance to review the evidence, but you are not normally a complete idiot, so I expect that you handled the situation with some measure of decorum and restraint. Otherwise, Bandito would be tattletaling on you.
No, whenever possible, of course.
I would, yes.
In the instances where we did engage with other local forces, I did make certain that everyone was recording and backing up their gun camera footage and communications.
Then let us concentrate on what we can accomplish now. The submarine carrier is capable of transporting 12 mechs, or equivalent vehicles. That means some of our forces will absolutely have to be left behind. And we have multiple locations we need to defend. I believe that we can, for now, safely ignore the Idris Elba. It's a secret base that's no longer a secret to anyone. Its location has been revealed to all sides. And as far as I can tell, it is now non-functioning, yes. It just has a cauldron board plugged into it.
Oh, did we not take that, sir? Did we not take that with us?
Yeah, I would have hauled everything back with us.
You didn't have space because you had to haul back all the mech parts.
Well, if we didn't have the space, then we would have sent them to make a second trip.
Okay, well, you can have them doing that right now. Who are you having escort the caravan?
Say the Light Lance, since
Probably the Light Lance.
Howler suddenly disappears from the background. The Wolfhound and the Raven disappear from the mech bay.
They just Back to the Future out of there.
Is that what we call it now?
Yeah.
Can I just lean over Ronan and show like a video of him running around the wall and tripping?
Doing what?
So when his Wolfhound was testing the new cockpit limitations.
Oh, okay. She gives a good hearty chuckle.
So she says, well, we no longer have the Raven or the Wolfhound here. That severely limits our ability to deploy artillery to the field unless we wait for them to come back in another 8 hours. What do we want to take? What do we leave behind? We have, we must defend Castle Kirsch and Castle Crowe. And we only have less than 30 minutes to make this decision.
I turn and look at Citadel and I ask, what sort of firepower are you able to defend Castle Kirsch with currently?
1 Griffin, 1 Victor. We have several people who are remaining on as infantrymen, but they will be of little use in a mech fight.
Don't they have that hunchback down there too?
The hunchback is like 99% destroyed.
It has one internal in the center torso. Still.
Yes, there's one internal in the center torso. It's a walking bomb.
Well, I think we should take obviously the assault lance and the medium lance. I think we should leave the artillery and recon lance.
I think we should split the artillery. Put one of the long toms in each castle and split the ammo for them.
I think we should also take one of the loaders with us.
If we can. Do we have the room for that?
So the loader is going to take up 2 of the mech base slots because it's massive. It's big enough.
Yeah, then we're not going to do that.
Okay.
We'll have to commandeer some loaders that are already over there.
It's taking like 2 mech sizes?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
It's big enough to hold a mech inside of it.
So it's just taking 2 slots for a mech instead of...
Yes, you would only be able to take 10 vehicles and the loader.
I want you to know it 100% to me in my head canon looks like a Jawa sandcrawler.
That is not totally inaccurate.
Cool.
More boxy than trapezoidal, but yeah.
Well, if we're going to take half of the artillery rants anyway, then that's fine.
Well, we do need to leave forces behind. Actually, we should have room. We take 2 lances and the loader and one of the vehicles. You're right.
Thank you, sir. I told you. Yeah, thank you, sir.
No, you're absolutely correct. No.
You're taking 2 lances, which is 8 mechs. The loader, which takes up 2 spots, which brings you up to 10 spots. And what else? Because you have 2 more. Not that you have to fill it up.
Russians.
So you're taking 1 of the artillery pieces with you.
Are you sure we don't want to leave the artillery units behind for defense for both castles?
Well, if we're taking half of it, then we leave the catapult and one of the...
If an artillery... If a long tom is at one castle, can it reach the other castle?
Yes. It will take Yes. It will take a long time for it to arrive, right? Like it'll take like a minute or 2 for the artillery round to arrive rather than 6 seconds.
I kind of feel like we want to take the Raven and the arrow catapult with us.
I agree.
I feel like we should also consider taking the scout car with us.
Well,
That's
I'm assuming you guys are taking your own lance, but let's talk about what your own lance even is right
Yeah,
now.
let's talk about that. So we're gonna take both Mad Cats, I'd assume.
yes, both Mad Cats. So I'm guessing it's going to be both Mad Cats, the Marauder, and the
Devastator.
Devastator. Maybe we should pack the Flashman as well, just to have a spare.
Who's piloting the Flashman?
Probably nobody.
That's
Jerome?
a really weird choice.
Okay,
But it's
wait,
your call to make.
Well, we have Jerome.
Let's just see.
Basically, my thought there was we have it as a spare in case we need to swap out one of our pilots for a different mech.
I'd rather have someone to be able to pilot.
You have
Well, we
3 more
can-
mech spots. Mad Cat AB, Devastator, Marauder, Loader, Raven, Catapult, Flashman.
That's what I'm thinking.
What other mechs do we have?
Well, we have a
Let's leave the
Hunchback 4P.
let's leave the Wolverine here.
We
We're
have
taking the Flashman.
the Hunchback, the Enforcer, a Wolverine, and a standard catapult.
Actually, no.
The Hunchback requires more.
No, we have a second Hunchback. It's the Swayback.
Yeah, we have a Swayback.
I don't have the sheet for that. Is that the one that only has 1 internal torso?
Nope.
No, it's the one that was part of the medium lance.
Our Striker Lance has never seen the light of day on the show, so
Yeah.
it's
Oh
easy to
yeah,
forget
no,
what's in
sorry.
it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's you're talking about the Wyvern, the Hunchback, the Enforcer, and the Catapult C1.
Yeah, it's the Wolverine, the Enforcer, the Hunchback, and the Catapult. Yes.
So definitely the Swayback.
Okay.
Which one does Athena pilot?
She pilots the Wolverine. 7K.
The Wolverine. Okay.
Well, but then we have to take that. I think maybe we leave the Enforcer, even though it has the AC-10.
So you're bringing the other Catapult as well.
You don't think we just here's the thing. So we're not going to take the Raven and the Aeropult. Do you
You're not?
instead? I don't know, because if we do, that
Actually, we should leave the Raven and the Arrow Bolt for base defense because we have the turrets and everything for close in, but those
That's-
things
okay.
Yeah,
That makes
that's
sense.
what I was thinking.
some long range hit.
So then we just take the Heavy Lance and the Striker Lance. I mean, why take the extra Flashman when we could just take a
We
fully
leave our-
operational Lance?
Yeah, we take the Heavy Lance and the Striker Lance, and we leave our Artillery Lance.
Yeah. And we have the Flashman and the Archer are both kind of beat up anyway, so they can
The
just.
Archer,
The Archer's out of commission, but
I still think we should take the scout car for something that can go fast and look around.
I think we do have the space, don't we? So we got 2 Lances.
With the loader, we'll have 2 free slots left.
oh, can we load?
The Flashman is 11, and then the Scout Car would be 12.
Just put the Scout Car in the loader.
Yes.
Yeah, we could put the Scout Car in the loader.
And
That would also leave us a bay for supplies, spare parts, and the like.
Yeah. Or you could put the spare parts in the loader instead.
Or we
Yeah,
could put spare
yeah.
parts in the loader too.
What spare parts do we have?
But we're gonna take
Oh, sorry.
Not a lot.
reloads for sure.
Well, we should probably talk about spare parts later.
Oh, speaking of, did that catapult or did that Cauldronborn is that Cauldronborn classified as a heavy or a medium?
It is a heavy.
It's a heavy.
Like
heavy?
65.
Does it have an arm?
No.
Both
It
its
does-
arms got blown
It does have an arm.
Oh, it has
It's missing
a
one
functional
It
arm.
has its left arm.
Yes, it has the wrong arm.
Yeah.
But
So let me understand
They're
what
not
you were taking.
universal.
Mad Cat A, B, Marauder, Devastator, Wolverine, Hunchback, Enforcer, Catapult, Loader, Scout Car, and the Flashman piloted by Jerome Corsi.
Wait, I didn't think we had that much room. You said 12, right?
That is 12.
So yep,
2
you're
Lances
right.
is 8.
There
The
is.
Loader brings you up to 10. Scout Car is 11. Flashman is 12.
yeah,
Yep.
but the Scout Car is going inside the loader, so we're back down to 11,
But you need supplies.
which you also said was going inside the.
Couldn't
I mean,
we fit the Scout
You
Car
fit the
and
Scout Car or
supplies
you
in
fit the
loader?
supplies in.
Oh, you can't fit both.
Oh, one or the other. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You're fully stocked if this is the configuration you're going with.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
I think
Okay.
that sounds good.
Jerome is registering a new call sign because the doctor was already in your files.
Okay. He can retain that call sign if he wants.
No, he's got a new one.
Okay.
What is it?
Call sign.
90s S symbol. Oh,
What? No, that's the other guy. His new call sign is Medbay.
Medbay.
All right.
Fair enough.
I like it.
All right. That is the force you take 8 hours later. and you begin a travel under the magical seas towards Foundation Industrial Works. Now, I should note, next week will be the Foundation Industrial Works battle. I should probably check with my map-making crew to see if Sidious has it done. In fact, probably Sidious already did it, and I forgot about it. And we'll be joined by Swargula.
Cool.
Nice.
Swargy McSwargers. Is he protagonist or antagonist? Yeah.
He will be joining you as a protagonist.
Cool.
Interesting.
Are we doing another big battle thing? Where
Yeah, it'll be fucking massive battle.
Are we
'cause
splitting
you
the
bring in
forces?
Great, and I'm in
a shit ton of mechs.
again starting off in a crippled mech.
But even a one-armed catapult is
Yeah,
still.
or one-armed Mad Cat. Yeah,
Oh yeah, one-armed.
a one-armed Mad Cat is still gonna be way more powerful than a fucking archer.
Unfortunately, it's missing its
don't know about
two.
It's
ER
missing one of
PPCs.
it's missing one of its PPCs. And so
Is it missing one
else-
or both?
one.
No, just one. Okay.
Right arm, left arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got ER PPC, a medium pulse, an ER small, and a streak 6. Not much by way of firepower.
Well, I'm looking at the images right now of this fucking beautiful ass factory that Sidious made. I think he needs to finish uploading it to the workshop. But I mean, this shit is wild. So look forward to a really shitty fucking battle next week.
And a cityscape. I'm glad we brought our hunchback, even though he's not the 20 AC20 hunchback.
It's not the AC20, but
It'll
that's,
I mean,
that's Swayback
all
is
I have to
still-
say is that Swayback's probably gonna be real fucking effective against clan elementals.
Yeah, I'd say he's
Yeah.
gonna be really good
It's
against.
gonna be a short fight between them. The hunchback will explode, the elementals will explode. That'll be it.
All I know is this is the most Gauss rifle fire we will ever have had in our lance.
Didn't we have extra Gauss rifle ammo from the Caesar? I don't think we ever
You have
accounted.
24 Gauss rifle ammo available that you did not have before.
Oh, okay.
Well, we are now bringing 4 Gauss rifles to the battle.
Make sure it's all divvied up equally.
So, I mean, this was an episode, guys. This was an episode. You can go ahead and take 18 points of experience.
Yay! I now have 18 points of experience.
Wow. Everyone could take 1 point of edge if you didn't
Sweet.
already have your completely filled.
Can we take like 20 points? That's unfortunate because I have mine completely filled.
Well, stop doing good stuff then. Should only do good things.
That's never been something said in this entire campaign up until now. That's actually weird. Usually the issue is that we haven't done any good things to get edge. Now,
I don't know what you're talking about. I do good things all the time.
yeah, there's
Did we get any XP last time?
I think so.
I mean, last time was the end of the fight, and we got like a shit ton of XP.
Yeah, I recall you guys getting XP.
Do we know how much? I don't think I wrote it.
no, we were out of mech for that.
That Caesar is fucking toast, guys. That Caesar
Oh, you want? No, we didn't.
lost
get
torso.
XP for last one.
Oh, that's right. So we didn't get to recover the ammo for that.
I haven't been. Damn. The last XP that I wrote down for myself was the 55 we got at the end of this ship container fight.
So you didn't get the XP for the combat. It was well over 100.
It was AP 18 for the last session.
Okay.
It's 18 for the last one.
Yeah. And then
This definitely sounds like something we could do off camera.
Yeah, we can do off camera.
Yeah.
I'll
Let's
figure
do
it out.
some outros. Cotton, how's it going?
It's going alright.
Okay. Got anything to say?
I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff. I was on the Pokemon show that got released on YouTube.
Oh, that's true. I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
That's about it.
Very well. Pondo, you were also on that show. What can you tell me about yourself?
hi, I'm Pondothemad. You can catch me on Twitch or YouTube /Pondothemad. where I will at some point upload stuff. And I don't know how much I can release later.
Okay.
I'm also on Pokemon.
Yeah.
I drop down sweet competitive knowledge.
I'd say that's true. You're a man with a quest. A quest where you might abuse the hopes of a young girl. It's actually pretty sinister.
Actually, my main quest right now is catching a damn shiny Onyx.
You failed at that repeatedly.
Yeah, it's not working out well. It's like the Magikarp, but more serious.
Anything is more serious than a Magikarp. Pondo, I understand you're going to become a professional Fallout 4 streamer. Just loading up Fallout mods, testing them out.
That's not
doing
true.
Walkthroughs of the mods. No, this isn't true?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. I would have liked it.
I still have to beat the game without having mods on it first.
Wow. Well, don't nuke anybody.
That's impossible. There's a weapon that literally flings nukes at people.
Yeah, don't use it.
Don't nuke anyone I wouldn't nuke.
Why wouldn't I use it? It's an awesome weapon.
It really is.
You're telling me that if you had the Fat Man, it could fling mini nukes at people? You wouldn't.
So when
use
I
it?
used it, I didn't aim high enough, and the nuke just fell like at my feet, and I died instantly.
That's yeah. That can happen.
It was my first time. Okay, all right.
Well, that's fair.
Okay, I'm aware that things like this happen, Pondo. Okay. Swear it doesn't always happen. Got anything else?
Nah, I was going
really
to
hoping for
comment
more
that
lines.
something similar might have happened when people first figured out how to make guns.
They shot the gun and it hit the ground right in front of them.
No, they shot themselves with it.
Well,
I can imagine it
I
happening.
didn't point the nuke launcher at my face.
I'm not saying specifically what the
I just aimed it straight forward, and the nuke just went boop.
something relatively similar in real life.
Uh-huh. Very well, Pondo.
It's like essentially how I could imagine someone putting down waifus.
Wayfuse?
I can't remember how you said it.
It's a wayfuse.
Waifu.
Don't waste your
West.
wayfu.
I can't remember how you said it earlier.
It's all right. It's still gold. That'll be one that will travel forever through time.
There's one joke that you actually had was funny.
Wow, that was so hurtful, Pondo. That was actually really hurtful.
I'm joking.
Are you
I've had
though?
many funny jokes.
Are you?
Yes.
You got anything else in that bag of jokes? Can I move on to Raddosaurus?
No, you can move on.
Fine. Speaking of jokesters, let's talk to Raddosaurus.
Hi, everybody. Yep, I had a lot of fun tonight. It was a very logistical heavy episode, which I don't think is a bad thing. We crossed a lot of T's and dotted a lot of I's and had some interesting character one-on-ones. So, I mean, I had a good time. I hope you had a good time watching. I'm excited at our new reunited fighting force going off to have another major battle so soon. I didn't know that we would be having one this quickly, but I'm glad that we are. It'd be nice to finally see some of those striker mechs that we have in action. I think that'll be pretty cool. I had a good time. I struggled a little with Molly tonight, but I think I've got her going more or less in a direction of spiraling self-destruction, of PTSD.
You sure you don't want to just become the new Kenneth Cross?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. So I thought I have quite a bit of XP banked up now because I don't know what to spend it on anymore. I think I might spend 100 of it reducing her compulsion clan hatred, right?
I was going to say buy more.
No, I think
you're like, fuck these guys.
I won't start spending it down now, but I think if she continues to have conversations, conversations with what's his name?
Jerome.
Jerome.
Why don't you just buy Hatred Genie Pie then?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's
I mean, I'm tempted to buy Hatred Genie Pie.
I'm not Tsundere, I actually hate you.
I think it's pretty funny. She roughs him up a little bit, and Harridan's like, yeah, rough him up a little bit. She just starts snapping fingers, and Harridan's like, oh shit. Wait. Too far.
Like, well, hi, I warned you. Okay, we could just stop now.
Yeah, Harridan keeps his cool, but imagine like the sweat starts to like. Yeah, she'll get her shit together probably. I don't know if I haven't decided if she's going to stay with the unit yet. I'm just going to have to wait and see how things play out. It'll be interesting. She is, I think, understandably a little bit of a loose cannon at this point, but we'll see how she recovers. I'm playing it by the seat of my pants now. I had a plan all along. The plan has pretty much run its course for as far as I could have foreseen it. So from this point forward, it's all gut reaction for the most part. So I did consider shooting that helicopter out of the sky for a moment. I want you to know there was a few seconds where that was really going to happen.
I was please no.
I alpha strike the helicopter. But no. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I'm sorry there was a lot of activity in my house today. My children are going bonkers. It is today, like I said, today was my son's last day of school, so now it's summertime. My children will be wanting to stay up a little bit later, which means you'll probably see them running around in the background a little bit more often. But I'll do my best to stay as engaged as you deserve for me to be engaged.
I thought it was fine.
Okay, good. That's good to know. I'm receptive to critique on that as far as if that's really detracting from your viewing experience, you can certainly tell me. I probably won't do anything about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys could tell him, but I'll also tell you to shut the fuck up.
Because that's my life.
SidAlpha eating is way more disruptive to my viewing experience.
When my little 4-year-old comes and asks for a goodnight kiss, I'm not gonna say, fuck off, I'm playing Battletech. So you're just gonna have to live with it.
God, that would be amazing to catch on camera, though.
Yeah, but that was
probably called Child Protective Services after that.
Yeah,
that was my breakfast. I want that known. So,
all right, understood.
Wow. So yeah, had a good time. Thanks everybody. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot. We couldn't ever come back around to it. But at the beginning next time, I need to have a scene with Black Rabbit. We need to get this Mad Cat painted. It needs a paint job.
You're gonna paint it while you're under the sea?
Yeah, that's actually a perfect idea. It's 8 hours, right? I got to come up with a cool paint job idea, or Cotton can come up with a cool paint job idea for this Mad Cat.
She always brings her spray paints, so.
I believe it. I believe she has like 2 military duffel bags of just nothing but spray paint. Yeah, that she lugs around with her everywhere she goes.
They'll also double as impromptu incendiary devices.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's all I got.
I need to announce that I was wrong. Swargil isn't joining us next week. He'll be reinforcing you mid-combat on the 6th.
Cool.
Okay.
So right when things look really bad and you're getting fucked super hard, Swargil is going to show up.
With his lance of dire wolves.
5 ERPPC.
That would be a star, but sure. You know, speaking of someone who's like a ERPPC direwolf insofar as he never cools down and always moves at the highest speed possible, let's talk to SidAlpha.
Yeah, hi. I had a lot of fun tonight. I
have a lot of fun reading your Twitter feed.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
the one
true.
night where you didn't sleep and posted poetry and analysis of music videos was...
Yeah, that's
like
what
watching
when I'm sleep deprived and
avant-garde
will not shut down. Yeah, it's a very different Sid rears its ugly head under those circumstances. But yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. I'm very glad that that Ronan did not kill our illustrious leader and make my life even more difficult. Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff going on coming up this week. I actually have a video I have to finish editing and post tonight regarding the FTC workshop and loot boxes and laws and things, because I spent a lot of time researching this stuff and interesting findings so far. And then, yeah, on top of that, I've got more things coming up this weekend for more videos. I also have the weekly Line of Sight news roundup video over at Exclusively Games YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen that yet, you should definitely check it out. And I'm just going to be back here next week for more Battletech. That's me.
Okay. That's it. Let me see if there's anybody to host, and we'll be back. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye.